Hello and welcome back to another Motovlog. Now, I'm still getting messages from people asking me about the front wheel video shots that I keep taking when I'm going out and about on my vlogs. You know, I seem to mix in front wheel shots, low ground shots, and shots from the camera that I've got up here, which can take pictures of my helmet. But people want to know, how do I get these low shots? Now, I did actually explain this in the Ride to Save Lives video that I did a few weeks back, but maybe you haven't seen those. So anyway, I shall go into more detail on this setup I've got down here on the side of this cylinder head. So anyway, let's take a closer look, shall we, at the GoPro Hero 3 I've got on here. This is the black edition, and you can see that there is a GoPro mount on there, held on by cable ties. There's a couple of cable ties at the top and a couple of cable ties at the bottom, and that is how I get my low shots. Now, the thing about it is that I wanted to shoot a film showing all the potholes on the roads here in Lincolnshire, and I was trying to find a way of doing that, of putting a camera as low as I could on the side of the bike. And there's not too many places on this BMW to actually mount a camera low down, because basically everything's bolted to the engine. So if we have a look over here on my seat, you see this is basically what it is. It's just one of these helmet mounts that goes on I think it's a cycle helmet. You either stick it on or you wrap these straps around your cycle helmet and then stick your GoPro on. Now, because I was going to try and put one of these on. This is the normal handlebar mount that you get with a GoPro. But of course, there's nowhere really I could have put it. I did think about putting it to the side stand or the centre stand, but there'll be too much vibration there. Up on the back there, that wouldn't be any good. Then I did think about putting it low down on here somewhere, but of course the stanchions, the front forks, are way too thick to actually connect one of these up. So that's why in the end I put it on the side there. And the videos I've been getting from it have been very, very good indeed. You have to remember not to lean too far and not get too close to the grass verge, as it can catch. Yes, we'll just take it off. You can have a let me get my finger that way, and you can have a better view of how that's mounted on there. And so there's the GoPro mount, look, on there. And of course, if I wanted to, I could slide it on the other way, and we could have it showing the back wheel instead, which I have yet to do that. I haven't tried that one, so I may try that shortly we'll see if we can get a view of the back wheel as we go home. But yes, that is how I managed to get the front wheel shots when I'm making my moto vlogs. I hope it's been an idea for somebody. It certainly helped me. Anyway, as I'm new to these moto vlogs, you know. But hopefully we can do a few more of them. Right, let's get back on the bike, and we'll take a few low shots of the front wheel, and possibly of the back wheel as well. I haven't sort of done that yet. So we'll get everything packed away, get back on the bike, and we'll go for a ride. Right, so there you go. I've turned it round now, that camera. So now it's facing the back wheel. We'll see what sort of shots we can get out of that. It's turning out to be a nice morning again. The sun's coming out. That spoils it a bit for me, the old sun, when it comes out, but to do with cleaning the bike as well. We've been out a few times on this. But like I was saying in my last video, it's autumn now, soon be winter. Probably put the bike away for winter. Especially if it snows, don't want to spoil it. Like I was trying to explain to everybody there, I was trying to get low shots of the road so I could show you all the state of the roads here in Lincolnshire. Well, in fact, the roads in England are all the same, absolutely awful. We pay so much money for road tax, and the fuel duty in this country is one of the highest in Europe, and all that money that they get is supposed to go to repairing the roads. I mean, they do make new motorways and freeways, bypasses and things like that, but rural country roads, they seem to get missed. Actually, yeah, before I forget, I'm always forgetting. Hello there, all you people out there in YouTube land. I hope you're doing okay. Again, we've still got the deadly coronavirus here with us, and unfortunately, we're going into lockdown number 2. The deaths have sadly increased quite rapidly now. Not as bad as they were in March, April time, but certainly they're rising again. A couple of months ago we were down to about 10 deaths a day, and then of course we slowly came out of lockdown. We slowly came down out of lockdown, and the restaurants and the pubs and all the schools went back, and that 10 deaths a day has now increased to 500 deaths a day. So we've gone back into lockdown number 2. Nice little village this is, the village of Bassingham in Lincolnshire. I used to live here many years ago, this one. Yeah, sadly we're getting 500 deaths a day. So we're going back down into lockdown number 2. But instead of everything closing down like it did before, we had the only things that were open were the supermarkets and the drugstores, you know, the chemists. But now it's just non-essential shops are not allowed to open, so you can't go out and buy yourself some new clothes. No toys, all the toy shops are closed. All the pubs are back to being closed, and all the restaurants as well. Unless of course they serve takeaways, and they are allowed to open. Places like McDonald's and KFC, they're still open. And strangely enough, they've decided to keep all schools open as well, schools and colleges and universities, and yet the coronavirus is rife in the schools. Many schools are having to close just for a few days while the pupils get tested, and then they open up again, or all of that pupils' bubble, shall we say, have all gone into isolation. This lockdown at number 2 is only supposedly going on for 1 month. And hopefully the death rate will start to come down again, which of course it will, won't it? If nobody's going to work and stuff, although people are going to work. If you can't work from home, you can go to work, unless of course you work in a non-essential shop. But I don't know, I think we'll be going into a 3rd lockdown where everything will be closed. Be a bit like the first one that we had. Sure that camera's okay. autumn morning for a ride. I actually prefer it when it's cloudy like this when I'm making videos. And you don't get much glare off the cameras. I don't know if you can see this or not from here with this camera, but up in the distance there is the Lincoln Cathedral, a magnificent building. One time it was the tallest building in the world at one time. And it will soon be, I think it's 1,000 years old soon. Well, I say soon, must have been another 50 years, something like that. We'll have to look in the history books. But I am planning to do a ride around the cathedral quarter of Lincoln at some point. Like I've said before, I was hoping to do so many different videos on this bike, but due to all these lockdowns and that sort of thing, because of this coronavirus, that hasn't happened. there's the cathedral up there in the distance. You can see how some of the roads are around here. The state of these roads down here. Hope you're picking this up. Terrible, terrible roads. Now, many years ago, I actually went to Nigeria. The company that my father was working for was building a road across Nigeria, and I went across there to see him. And while I was there, I managed to borrow a Honda XL 185, and I rode this bike from Lagos to Kaduna along the new road. And I have to say, I know it was a British company that was building the roads, but that part of Nigeria, that road was much better than these roads that we've got here today. Alright, their side roads are all dirt tracks and that, but you know, this country that we live in is one of the richest countries in the world. And yet our roads are absolutely awful. There's potholes everywhere. And that's why I wanted the camera down there looking at the front wheel, or the back wheel is what we've seen today, so I could try and show everybody out there in YouTube land what the roads are like here in England. Maybe I'll have to have another look around the bike and see if there's anywhere else that I can put a mount, because like I was saying earlier on, I couldn't actually put a proper GoPro mount down there on the cylinder because there just wasn't room to put the nuts and bolts on and to bolt it on. So I had a look round on the internet to see what other people were doing, and I noticed on eBay that there were some GoPro mounts that came with some cable ties. And I thought, what a great idea, I've got some GoPro mounts, I wonder if I put cable ties around them, but it would work. And the camera seems quite stable down there. A bit of shaking now and again, but that's one of the things about a BMW Boxer. You do get a little bit of shaking now and again. You get this wobble from side to side, especially when you start it up and you blip the throttle. There's that little wobble there that you get, because that's the trait with the Boxer engine. I may actually move this camera that I have facing me, and I'd like to put it a bit higher. Something I might work on, see how I can do that. Maybe mount it on one of these, I don't know yet. Because it's not a GoPro, it's one of the EE action cameras that were given away free for people with EE phone contracts. There's no stabilisation in it, so it suffers quite a lot from shaking, especially when you're on this bike. And I have got it on a mount down there, and it's a rubber mount to try and reduce the vibration and that. I'd like it up a bit higher because it's picking up these cables and this and all that, and you're not getting a really good view of me, myself and I. Now look at this bit of road we're on now. Fantastic piece of road. Now this was absolutely full of potholes a few weeks ago. You really needed a Land Rover to get down it, because it's absolutely awful, and the council decided to repair the road, so that piece has been repaired, but the rest of it's shite. So that's just one of them things that all the roads around here should be like that. But Costs money, of course. A huge amount of money. Right, so I hope I've explained to everyone how I've got those videos of my front wheel and whereabouts I've put the GoPro mount. I hope that's been a help to somebody. That if you can't get the nuts and bolts around, just use cable ties. But use several cable ties. You don't want to break your camera, don't want it dropping off. And mine's quite steady down there. And as you've seen, I'm getting quite a few good videos down on the ground. So there you go. Time for me to go home and have a cup of tea. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And thanks for watching. And please, if you haven't subscribed, then why not subscribe? Right, thank you all very much for watching. And we shall see you all in the next video. Look after yourselves.